everyone, it's Kylee Ariel. Welcome to Show and Tell, and today I will be going through all of my new urban books. How I got these urban books. Let's talk about it. I got these books because at my school we've been clearing out all the books that aren't, hasn't been getting checked out lately. And the urban section has not been getting checked out lately. But I'm going to tell you one thing. They have a lot of more diverse books in their new books. So these older urban books they're just not getting checked out anymore because there's new books. So people are checking out the new books rather than the old books. Okay, first thing we're going to start off is with all the Kimani Tru books. Like, it's basically based around telling black stories, like telling your story. She's been promoted by Essence. Kimani Tru has so many different series because I think the first Kimani Tru book I read was the Keisha series. And I haven't really read any other series besides that, but I haven't even really fully read the Keisha series because the Keisha series, it's long. Like, those go on for books and books and books and books. The one I'm talking about right now is the Indigo series. I'm not too sure about it because I haven't read the first book, but I know that the first book was in the library, but I'm looking in the library and I'm like, I do not see the first book. So maybe have to download that online, but this book has gone through some wear and tear. Look, I'm about to open the book. Look. It makes you want to cry, doesn't it? It's just like, this book is about a girl and her life is basically perfect right now, but I'm pretty sure her friend just starts hitting on her for no reason. She's like, okay, what's going on? And her best friend, that's the best friend, has just moved back to town. She's getting cozy with everybody. Has like single white female type stuff. Like, she's in there and she's like, I'm taking everything from you. I'm taking your man. I'm taking your cheerleading spot. I'm taking everything from you. And she's like, what is happening right now? I do find it interesting when I finally read the back of it because I always never check this out because look at it. The book is going through it. I really want to read the first book because most of these urban books that I have read, I read them out of order. And it's never on purpose. It's not obvious that this is a book series. This is a book I'm currently reading. It is called Manifest and it's in the Mystic series. This is about a girl who finds out that she can speak to spirits. She can talk to ghosts and all of that. But when she realizes that a boy that she used to be best friends with is dead and his ghost is following her, she's trying to figure out, okay, so who killed him? She's trying to figure out who killed him. And she meets this band of misfits that also have weird abilities like her. And I'm pretty sure this is the first novel, but it became a series after this. So this cover is so pretty. Facing Romeo. That is the next Kimani Tru book that I'm reading. So I know this is a book series too because I've seen the second book. I think it has a sequel to it. Definitely gonna try to read the second one if I can find it online. Most of these urban books, like the teen urban books, Kimani Tru is on thriftbooks.com. Speaking of thrift books, today's video is sponsored by Thrift Book. Now we're moving out of Kimani Tru. These books are no longer out of the Kimani Tru publishing. This is the Kayla. This is an award-winning book. I read this book before. It's about a girl. She decides to join her dance team at her school, and her friend thinks she's switching up on her when in reality is like, no, she just wants to try something new. And it's a good message. I read it freshman year. I'm gonna have to read it again, honestly, because I remember I liked this book and I was like, this book is in really good condition. And I was like, if I'm gonna grab any book to get for free, it's going to be this book because this book is a good book and I would recommend it to anybody. Now we're going to be getting into the Drama High series. You follow me on Pinterest, you already know I have a whole Pinterest board dedicated to the Drama High series. but I only got 3 of the books, and this is Drama High was the books that I read completely out of order. Like, I literally started on the 7th book in the series. Like, it's just because I thought it was a novel, like a standalone, but as I read, I realized, oh, I'm supposed to know these things because there's books before, and I didn't know that the books before it were in the library. And some of the books in the library, like, they had most of the series, but it was all out of order and stuff like that. So let's start off with the first book. This is the earliest book I have in the series, but this is book 5. This series is set in Louisiana. This is Jade. She's our main character. Her family is very spiritual. Like, she has very vivid dreams, like spirits be speaking to her and stuff like that. And she's have a lot of drama at her school, and lots of people trying to have spiritual warfare. People trying to get on her spiritually. Like, she's always having some sort of like transitioning battle. Oh, and she finds out in this book that there's history between her family and her ex-boyfriend's family. That's what this one's about. This is Hustling. Now, this is one book after. So the book in between this one is called Court and Jade. I'm pretty sure that takes place during the summertime. But this is when she's back at school and she's auditioning for a play. And she gets the part, and she's trying to save up some money on the side. So she's hustling, she's working, she's doing people's hair and stuff at her family friend's hair shop. In this book, somebody snatches her eyes in her sleep. Now, when I say they snatched her eyes, it wasn't like, oh, like she literally came to her skull, snatched her eyes. Spiritually, came in her dream, snatched her eyeballs out her head, and the girl had her eyes. Now, in this cover, you do not see no green eyes, but Jade has green eyes. She snatches her eyes and takes everything from her, and that includes her boyfriend, single white female, you know. Her boyfriend, her spot in the play, grades, like her friends. She takes her friends, like all of that, because she took her eyes, and her eyes are walking around green, and Jade's eyes are just like, I don't know what color they are. They're just not her eyes anymore. The Meltdown. Now, for me, this is where I'm going to stop reading the series, because this series kept on is ongoing even right now, but it doesn't give me the urban feel, because this girl, she's no longer on the cover. So it's just like, is it really part of the series? This is the part where she's just completely in a meltdown. This is like one of the last books. This one was released in 2010. Like, this is the last book in the series. I don't know what's happening here, but like, I'm pretty sure her life has just been crumbling apart, and it's a lot of spiritual stuff going on. I also like these books because they have discussion questions at the back. These urban books are so good for reading comprehension, because it's gonna check you. It'll be like, okay, have you been reading? Flip to the back and let's see how much you really know. And I love that. Those are all the urban books that I got recently. Goodbye.
No! No!